The ultimate things in life are free, and we're keeping it that way. Subscribe to keep up with the latest games, tournaments, and community content. Share it with your team and friends, and drop a like to help spread Ultimate to more people. Spread the word, spread the love. ULTI.TV.
We believe mixed is the best for the sport, for the world. That's why we're making a global showcase, starting in Europe, made in Amsterdam. ULTI.TV. ULTI.net.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and fund our work
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
Right now, he's going to have to bid. Just a football!
Huge layout block. Unbelievable stuff on the front corner of the end zone.
Maybe just that boost of energy they needed.
A huge swing pass and a great grab there from Steer.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
Good morning, everybody, at least for another 3 minutes here in Lithuania. The production crew's just checked their watches. No, it is just about still the morning. At the European Ultimate Indoor Championships. Back in the Open Division Pool A, we've seen both of these sides already this morning. Latvia and Ireland. For Latvia, a very comfortable 17-5 win over the second side of Lithuania. For Ireland, that heartbreaking universe point 16-17 loss to Poland, which I highly recommend you check out at the earliest opportunity. And for Ireland, they've got to pick themselves up quickly. Just the one game off before back on here against a formidable-looking Latvia side. And Ireland knowing that they probably have to pull the upset here in order to make the top 8 of the division. This is a tough ask. For Latvia, they'll aim to pick up where they left off with that commanding performance. Game getting underway very shortly here. It looks like Latvia in the white are going to be pulling to Ireland in the green here. That Ireland offence was faultless through the first 2/3 of the game maybe, and then just slipped down the stretch and allowed the Poles back into a game where they should have been home and hosed, to be honest, the Irish. So there's the hooter. In play here, Ireland beginning on offence, Doherty. Floaty swing over the top to Sean Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald back to Doherty. You can see how they're clearly having a tougher time of things than they were at the start of the Poland game. That one always a little bit too far out in front. An outstretched arm from Niall McGovern, but he doesn't bring it in. Malderis underneath to Elksnitis. Elksnitis looking for Malderis. Oh, it is tipped. Garvey was nearly there to pick up the trash. Good defence from Ireland after the turn to get the disc back. Fitzgerald brings it to the front. It's not Fitzgerald, excuse me, it's Doherty. Here's the shot over the top from Fitzgerald. It was expansive looking for Martin, but too expansive on that occasion. You see what he's looking for. I think that cut should probably continue down the far sideline instead of going towards the centre, because as it is, the disc goes over Martin's head. That is Martin Kasparans into Gushaz. Looking deep for Garvey, and it is bang on the money. Martin Gushaz to Ned Garvey for the score. Latvia, as they did in the previous game, breaking on the game's first point. Gushaz to Garvey makes it 1-0 to Latvia. See here, gets the underneath, no hesitation, turns, fires deep, and that is postage stamp delivery at the back of the end zone. Picture perfect put there for Garvey. Malderis with the pull. Dirty catches. A little hop forward as he does so. Scuba trying to lead Fitzgerald to space. Overcooked slightly. Garvey on the run. Just two on the run. Travels, gets back into position, back in play. Gushaz. Back to Elksnitis. Bernans to Garvey. Garvey to Gushaz. Gushaz looking for his second assist of the game, and he's got it. Yanis Bernans, who is pretty much Mr. Latvian Ultimate with the score. He's been president of the federation, organised national teams. He coached the Latvian women's team that won bronze at EUIC back in 2019 in the women's division. He's coached their successful junior teams as well. Find few people across the world who have contributed more to their country's ultimate scene than Bernans has. As that pull, it's a little bit too deep. McCreary signals that he wants it at the brick mark, and he also signals that he wants a new disc. Someone will have to go and retrieve that later. Oh, nearly lost that one as well. The peroxide blonde McCreary. Underneath to Shields. Kasparans dropping off to stop the over the top. Campbell has it. And eventually Kasparans gets the force on. Looking to squeeze it into Shields. Malderis is tight defensively. Here's the hammer over the top from Shields. And coming from the back of the end zone for the score is Rory Keogh. Ireland on the board, still trailing Latvia 2-1. but big for Ireland to get back, to get on the board. The last thing you want to do is start the game really sluggishly, and before you know it, your opponents are already seemingly out of sight, and a team the quality of Latvia, they really can just turn it on in a moment. (2-1) Latvia up on Ireland here. European Ultimate Indoor Championships from Lithuania. Wolowskis, low catch, that overhead shot. Here's Appinis down the sideline for Jurgensens for the score. 3-1 to Latvia. Jurgensens actually led the team in stats in the last game, racking up 3 goals and a couple of assists for 5 total. Appinis was at the other end, just the 1 assist to his name, and he's doubled that tally there. But everyone on the Latvia team was involved statistically in that first game, which just shows the strength in depth. There are no weak links on this Latvian roster. So McCreary and Campbell in the backfield, going with the O-line that scored their previous point. Shields looking towards the end zone, still looking towards the end zone, and eventually he finds Keogh for the score. That combination working again, Shields to Keogh. Over at one of the other venues in Gavlova. Can see action from the women's division today. And currently Lithuania and Denmark in action over at Gavlova. Bernans catching a pass underneath. Olofskis, you can see the Latvians always looking for that throw and go, trying to generate that movement. Little okey-doke no around backhand, blading now over the top is Abeltinch, punching it in. Yanis Bernans makes it 4-2. This Latvian side were imperious in that first game. I appreciate that my stat tracking isn't perfect, but I had them turning it over once. So, you know, ominous. I've already turned it over once this game, so is that their lot? And they very nearly rescued that anyway. Here's the blade around the back to Corcoran, gets a bit of a bump from Kasparans. Hands up in apology. Dirty. Down the sideline, well towed in. Martin. Looking downfield for options. Not liking what he sees. He's going to have to lose some position here to Corcoran, and he can't connect with Dirty. Elksnitis and Malderis running 1-2-1-2, and Malderis throws too far out in front of Garvey. Second turnover of the game for Latvia, doubling their tally from game 1. What can they do with it the second time of asking? Fitzgerald, oh, that was low. Looked like it might have been a little foul on the mark. Quickly accepted. Back in the hands of Sean Fitzgerald. Blading over the top. Dirty. That scuba. Too high. Out of reach. Nothing Ben Martin could do. James Dirty. Really hot for most of the first game. Hasn't found his range in this. maybe due to the pressure of the Latvian defense. Malderis back to Kasparans. Here's Gusars. Gusars just floating that one out there. Now Kasparans. Back to Malderis. Playing quite laterally at the moment. Eventually the deep shot comes. And I'll tell you what, that's good recognition there from James Doherty. Offensively not been at his best. But he saw that shot coming. Maybe it was a bit telegraphed and peeled off to get there in front of Kasparans. Down the line here, here's Shane Corcoran. Corcoran always looking for the expansive blade over the top. Malderis sees it late and it's towed in bounds in the end zone. At least I thought it was. The Ireland players seemed to think it was as well. Malderis was ready to get the force on, but I think he was unseen. And the goal stands, and I think I agree with that. Here you are, you see it again. It's a really expansive shot from Corcoran. Slow motion replay. Yeah, you can see that left foot lands first, and it's definitely in the end zone. Shout out to the Zoom TV crew here in PRIENAI. Latvia 4, Ireland 3. Abaltinch back to Jurgensons. Bernans faking the over the top. The Irish defenders, you can see the threat there of Orlovskis in the end zone. So he's being bracketed there by two players, and that means that there's plenty of space elsewhere for Latvia to exploit. Bernans off the end zone line, and he will not have an easier score, certainly this weekend, maybe ever. Haven't really seen Orlovskis in the end zone too much. He's generally been doing work more in the handling set, but you're seeing there just the impact he has. Doesn't even move, I think, for almost the entirety of that point. Just stands there and just draws the coverage, and it frees up his teammates elsewhere. And the simple flip from Bernans finds Apinis, catching his first goal of the weekend. Latvia 5, Ireland 3 is the current score. Dirty receives the pull. Malderis trying to make a real nuisance of himself on the force. Getting big, getting large. Nice break there to Martin, faking the shot over the top, over the head of Elksnitis. Instead, the respectable Corcoran in the backfield. There's a lane for the scuba. That one, Martin fires it into McGovern. This is the Ireland offense that we were familiar with from that first game. When it clicks, it feels effortless. Ireland playing Latvia tough here. Seem to have sorted out their offensive woes and miscues from the first couple of points. Next step, can they generate turns on the Latvian offense? Something no one has done this weekend. Their O-line faultless. Abaltinch, oh, I tell you what, very nearly had the first turnover there, but just teased the defender. Podgorskis leathering it to the end zone for Jurgensons for the score. Eriks Podgorskis threw that one with some venomous intent. Corcoran has a little bit of a bump. You see those two receivers in the end zone for Ireland. Gussar sitting a little bit shorter defensively, in case one of them should come out of the end zone. Ireland just playing it around the back at the moment. Still count rising. Can Doherty get it off? He can, but not past Didzis Malderis. Slaps it away. Gussard back to Bonanz. Coming over to play some defense. Garvey to Bonanz. He's wide open, and Garvey leaves it a little bit low and puts his hand up in recognition that Yanis Bonanz made a really good catch there. Yanis Bonanz making his presence felt out there. 7-4 Latvia lead, and Bonanz been involved in over half of their goals with 3 scores himself and an assist. Doing it on both sides of the discs. O-line, D-line, he'll happily pull double duty. That pull is going to be short. So Dean McCreary will bring it to the brick mark. Kasparan's on the fourth. McCreary sees that knife over to Shields. Oh, I think Shields wanted it initially, but instead squeezes that one down the sideline. And the Shields to Keogh connection is smooth. It's the third time we've seen Shields throwing to Keogh for a score this game. Nothing Gussars could do. Ireland a couple of points down. Again, still to get turns on the Latvian O-line. That one, reaching snag by Arpinis. Abeltij. Back to Arpinis. Betmanis on the swing. Finding Abeltij. Latvians playing patient around the back. Here's Jurgensen's coming out of the end zone. Has the underneath option of Arpinis. Arpinis blading it to the back corner. Arvid Janis Orlovskis with the score. 8-5 Latvia, 1 point away from taking the half. Certainly the Irish have pushed them in a way that the Latvian second team weren't able to do so. But still, the Latvian O-line untroubled. McCreary catching the pull. Sending this 5 out there again. Campbell alongside McCreary and Costello in the backfield as Costello throws it away but must have been bumped on the mark, and there is an accepted foul there from Garvey. Got that. Shields and Keogh combination downfield. McCreary. There's the blade for Shields. Trying to put that one out into space. Ooh, I'll tell you what, Keogh made that catch look a lot easier than it was, because he really had to motor and reach out to reel that one in. But it is expertly done from Rory Keogh. Again, they get the 2 of them isolated downfield. The trinity of handlers in the backfield. Shield all isolated alone in the centre, and when he gets it, it's the 1-on-1 in the end zone. And Rory Keogh has proved so difficult to stop there. 4th time this game, Shields has thrown to Keogh for the score. Here's Gids Betmanis. Abeltij comes underneath. Fakes the deep. Instead knifing it across the pitch. Oh, a little leading scuba. That is cheeky from Orlovskis. And that'll bring us into half, with Latvia taking a 9-6 advantage into the interval. You hear the hooter there. That does signal the half time. Here's the replay. Jurgensen goes towards that far corner. I think he was going to plan to plant there, come back towards this near side, but actually it was Abeltinch running through, and Orlovskis saw that and put the scuba up nice and early, leading into space for the 9-6 half-time lead, and Latvia going to begin the second half on offense as well. So a tough position now for the Irish. Their offense is looking a lot better, but Shields and Keogh, they just have that down so well. The problem is they know that they need to get breaks, and the Latvians do not look like giving them up at the moment. It's rare that they've even really been troubled and trifled, it feels. Looking at the excellent half-time highlights here in Lithuania, one of the many venues being used for the European Ultimate Indoor Championship, kind of all centred around Kaunas, the second biggest city here in Lithuania. Doing a little bit of digging, scrolling through the old Wikipedia last night. Other online encyclopedia are available, and looking at the cities that that Kaunas is twinned with. One of them's Los Angeles, which very different climate. And one of the others is the city where I think I may have covered more Ultimate than anywhere else. And that's Wrocław in Poland. So second half in play here. Orlovskis. One-on-one in the end zone, Banans. Defender was close, but not close enough. Catching for the score. I think the score's good, and they're just maybe engaged in a little bit of discussion about the level of contact, perhaps. But it's important that you have those discussions so that there aren't any lingering issues. Make sure that people are on the same page. Here's that blade over the top to Orlovskis, and he sees the one-on-one, gets it out there nice and early, a lovely roll curving shape on it into Bernans for the score. 10-6. Only Bernans' fourth goal of the game, you know, easy as you do. McCreary catching the pull, and he wanted the knife over the top there to Finn Campbell. That is a foul, and Kasparans quickly accepts it. Checked in, this time he's just going with the backhand. But it is still Campbell the target. Costello powers downfield. McCreary sits Kasparans down with a jinking reset cut, and now he wants to go up line again, and he gets it. McCreary gives Campbell the nod as Campbell goes back into the backfield. Again, you see Maldoris just trying to close off every possible angle while he gets into position to put that tight force on Costello. To Campbell. Those two just playing it between themselves in the backfield for a bit. There's the scuba to McCreary. Back to Campbell. McCreary, oh my word, that came out wrong, and Maldoris is more than happy to eat that one up. Here's Garvey. Elksnitis. Maldoris was almost screaming for it. Elksnitis thought better of it. Swings to Kasparans. Kasparans to Gusars. Gusars underneath to Garvey. Maldoris is the only man in the end zone, and I think he might be out the back. That's certainly what the Irish players were signalling, and Maldoris accepts their judgment. Yeah, he's definitely out the back. So Campbell trying to run the 1-2 with Costello. Shields comes underneath. You can see what the plan is here. Don't let Shields have the chance to throw to Keogh. That time they got it, but Shields, from way back in towards his own end zone, didn't have his range set. Another opportunity for Latvia. Gusars wants it all in one. Malderis, again, it's a touch too far. Like that both sides are trying to be aggressive in their choice of shots, but brief stoppage there, but we are now back in play. McCreary. High, over the top to Campbell. Costello. Wanting the underneath option, no, the little inside channel is furrowed. I think the stoppage was for an injury, because Fitzgerald is now on in place of Keogh. And it is Fitzgerald who makes the catch for the goal up against Yanis Bernans. 10-7 Latvia lead now. With Keogh not there, maybe felt like they just played offense a little bit more naturally, potentially, rather than trying to force Shields to Keogh. Finn Campbell laid into Sean Fitzgerald for the score. Jurgensen's catching the ball, just a little pop knife underneath to Abeltinch. Orlovskis looking at the end zone, not really liking what he's seeing there. Underneath to Abeltinch. Uppiness to Jurgensen's in the front of the end zone. Two defenders nearby, but nearby isn't close enough. Squirrely at times is Jurgensen's, but very effective. The happiness. There's three defenders in the end zone, so it takes a little bit of time for Ireland to put a little bit of pressure on the throw, and by the time it's there, Jurgensen is able to find that soft spot in the end zone. (11-7) Latvia lead. Just under 15 minutes left in this one. Shields to Keogh. They're back in it. Struggled to find that last time out. This time it works like an absolute sweet dream. McCreary catching it quickly underneath to Shields. They get the isolation one-on-one. And Keogh just has Orlovskis toasted. And Orlovskis knew it as well. Seeing Austria as well, maybe getting ready to do some warm-ups. They are on next against Lithuania. Roll curving backhand pull. Caught by Jurgensen's. Jurgensen's, oh my word, over the top to Orlovskis. What was that? An absolutely disgusting throw. I love it from Jurgensen's. 12-8. Really launched this scuba. I did not see it coming at all, but it is judged perfectly. I mean, look at the trajectory on that. Delicious. Orlovskis toes in. No need to. We had plenty of room to work with. Latvia playing with a little bit of flair. Campbell catching the pull. Swinging to Corcoran. Corcoran blading downfield. He finds Shields. The lefty Shields swinging it across for Keogh. And it is Shields to Keogh again. 6 times now those two have linked up for the score. It's ridiculous. I mean, I totally do not blame Ireland for consistently going back to that well, because if it keeps working, why wouldn't you? But a little surprised that neither side has maybe tried to switch things up defensively. Find a way to slow some of those connections down, because at the moment this game is all about offense. But Manis catches the ball at the back of the end zone. Played over the top is to Abeltinch. Up in this underneath. Olofskis takes off, and you could see his eyes light up as it went, because he knew he was going to get a bit of an opportunity to reel it in. And that is exactly what he did, 13-9. Utilising those long arms well. Underneath to Shields. I wonder if there's maybe the fact that he's lefty is foxing them a little bit. But you feel they'd be able, should be able to deal with that. McCreary to Corcoran. Back to McCreary. Those two just playing a little bit of smooth jazz between them. But then McCreary underthrows it, and Garvey is right in the middle to greedily pick it off. So after the interception, the Latvians trying to open up an even greater advantage. Gussars and Garvey running it in the backfield. Here's Kasparans taking a reset. Garvey, oh, that high release, the elevator backhand over the top to Malderis, who zings it in there to Banans at the back of the end zone. First offensive start of the game, that one. On the 24, Didzis Malderis. Excellent shirt number. Not that I have any bias. 5th goal of the game now for Yanis Bernans, who is having himself a bit of a day out there as well, let's be honest. 14-9. Feel like that should put the game beyond doubt. But we thought that when Ireland were leading Poland, so who knows? Just under 10 minutes of game time left before the cap comes off. McCreary catches that one in the centre of the end zone. Campbell begins to clear out. Plant comes back underneath. See, they got Shields up against Abeltinch in the centre. McCreary comes through. Nice lead pass. He wants the scuba. He's going for it as well. And Bernan's putting enough pressure on Keogh there, who had a very tricky catch to stick at the back of the end zone. I think Bernans did indeed get a piece of it. 2 handlers back, 3 players set up downfield, starting all horizontally level. And now they try to get in motion, play some more fluid Frisbee. Abeltinch. Exnitis is wide open on that far side, did the right thing by hitting him. Bernans has an option. Garvey coming through to Jurgensen's and makes it 15-9. Latvia a couple of points away from the win now. It feels like the Irish may be fading slightly, because we've seen the quality that Latvia can have being lethal on the turn. Just 2 turnovers in the last few points for the Irish. But Latvia punished them both, and that's what good teams will do. So this was the O-line combination that we saw for the majority of the game against Poland. Downfield, a little bit too far for Doherty, who reached out a hand, but it would not stick in his claw. Gussars to Bitmanis. Bitmanis over the top to Bernans. I must admit, I didn't see him there among all the players on the sideline, so I thought he just threw that away. But Gussars with the high skyscraper blade. nicking the catch, as he always seems to. Arvids Janis-Orlovskis, 16-9. One away from the win now, Latvia. Have a look at it on the replay. You see, just throwing that up slightly, just so it gives Orlovskis time to get into position, but it's not fired too hard. Indoors, that's a relatively routine catch. That ball's too high and too deep. Underneath off the brick, here's Ben Martin. Been very quiet as they've tend to let Shields and Keogh run the show as Martin overthrows that reset scuba to Campbell. Latvia could ice it here. Kasparans will pick up. Will he end it in style? No, he's just going to take the reset to Garvey. Garvey back to Abeltinch. Faking the blade. Resetting to Garvey. You can see the Irish sideline trying to create the pressure. But Kasparans sees that soft spot at the back. That is great footwork there from Emil Elksnitis. And 17-9, Latvia win your final score. Ireland hung tough. Yeah, that works. For a lot of the game, but at the end, it went from 12-9 to 17-9. Latvia just blew them away at the end. You see there that left foot very much come down first. For Ireland, it was all about that Shields to Keogh connection that Latvia really struggled to stop. But when they did, Ireland couldn't seem to find their other options consistently enough. And Latvia were ever so clinical. Turned the disc over on just 3 points, 5 turnovers in all for the Latvians. Jurgensen's had 4 goals, Bernans had 5 goals, Arpinis had 4 assists, Orlovskis had 4 goals as well. Again, pretty much everyone on the roster contributing statistically there for the Latvians. But you're seeing what impact their stars had as well. And this, tell you what, for a lot of the first half and for the first part of the second, this game was close. Latvia, of course, had a solid cushion, maybe a little bit of squish in it, but it never felt like Ireland were really truly out of it until the very end, when it went from 13-9, and then before you knew it, a couple of seconds later, 17-9. Latvia, 1 game left in the pool against Poland. And that game, you'd imagine, will be to top the pool. We cross over back to Pool D now, where we're seeing Austria up in action against the hosts Lithuania. I'll put my teeth back in. Lithuania. I don't know why that was so difficult for me. That game starts in just over 20 minutes. 1 o'clock local time here in Lithuania, in PRIENAI. In the meantime, time to stretch your legs, get a little bit of water on, so we can see you fresh and ready for the beginning of that game. Final score here at the European Ultimate Indoor Championships is Latvia 17, Ireland 9, and we'll see you on the other side.
ULTI.TV.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our
our
work
work.
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the ultimate world and beyond.
Right now, he's going to have to bid. Just a
Football! Huge layout block. Unbelievable stuff on the front corner of the end zone.
Maybe just that boost of energy they needed. Huge swing pass and a great grab there from Spear.
The ultimate things in life are free, and we're keeping it that way. Subscribe to keep up with the latest games, tournaments, and community content. Share it with your team and friends, and drop a like to help spread Ultimate to more people. Spread the word, spread the love. ULTI.TV.
Bichon picks up, and they've got a short field. They've got another goal. It's tied up at 12. I cannot believe what I'm seeing
Can
here.
Lola Dam chase that one down? That is a score for Hartlicker Elferkel. Fantastic run by Julia Lutz.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge.
And we believe that requires knocking down the paywall.
We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch, and we want them to go viral.
When you become a member, you enable us to improve our working relationships with tournament organisers, events and federations.
And you'll help us to produce live stories for Ultimate fans, and to generate new fans with our enhanced content.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts, and we want to bring you coverage on a more consistent basis. We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Ciao ragazzi, support the community.
Let's subscribe ULTI.TV. There's lots of the videos, posting, everything. Check it out. They are the best one. Woo!
If you want to grow Ultimate Sports, become a member of ULTI.TV.
Regardez ULTI.TV. Deviens membre ULTI.TV et fais grandir ta communauté.
Top ULTI.TV dalymi ir auginkime Ultimate bendruomenę.
Si quieres ayudar a ULTI.TV, puedes ser miembro de ULTI.TV.
Everyone, follow ULTI.TV on Instagram, on YouTube. They've got everything.
Best content.
Like their pictures if you love Frisbee. Just do it.
We're counting on you.
Bli medlem på ULTI.TV.
Became member
of ULTI.TV.
Mamma mia.
Contribue au développement d'Ultimate avec ULTI.TV.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
We want to grow Ultimate.
We want to grow Ultimate. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We have our signature style 2-camera setup,
with thousands of hours of experience.
And our crew is globally dispersed to facilitate coverage everywhere around the world. We can also scale back our broadcast with just one elevated camera, or scale up with 2 fields, 2 cameras, and 2 commentators on each.
We work with local teams and we all have the same mission, to grow the sport and bring it to new people by providing live coverage and news stories.
Become a member today on our Patreon page.
And fund our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories, ideas and live coverage to the eyes of the ultimate world and beyond.
Nabisco Electric, become a member.
Enjoying the show? Show your support for the live stream and the people making the show. Buy a super chat or super sticker on YouTube directly. Select your donation and type your message to the world. And share. All donations go into directly funding new shows. Buy a super sticker or super chat now. Thank you. We believe mixed is the best for the sport, for the world. That's why we're making a global showcase, starting in Europe, made in Amsterdam. ULTI.TV. ULTI.net.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
Some closure, stay right where you are and don't come closer. If you haven't picked it up, it's all